Today's episode of Literally is sponsored by Lowe's. Perfect. Welcome. You got the whole family going on behind you. Who's that little one?
That's Magnolia. That's my youngest grandchild. She is 2.
Oh.
Her name is Magnolia Windsor Simons.
Well, that is a beautiful name.
Thank you.
Magnolia. What's it like being a grandpa? I think I get the feeling it may be in my future at some. Well, I know it'll be in my future at some point.
Being a grandparent is the best job on the planet because your only job is really say yes, and your only job is to be available. So it's a great job, and you're kind of a built-in hero because you and the kid have a common enemy, and that's the parent. So Amazing. You work it out.
It's so sick. What's your favorite thing to do as a grandpa?
As a grandpa, it's probably reading because they always act very uninterested in book, and then you start to read and they go, oh,
really?
Into it. Wow. Turn the page. Okay. They're just into it. Yeah, it's fun.
That's fascinating because obviously in the world we live in, you know, books have to compete with their iPad and everything else. But like, you know, we're professionals, baby. We know how to bring it to life.
Yeah, well, I'm a good reader.
So you what's your throwdown specialty that the kids love?
Well, all the Cat in the Hat stuff is all fun,
yeah.
But everything, and there's all kinds of new books out about attitude and anger and happiness and love and specific emotion. So it's really fun to go through it with the kid and go just back to basics. It's really fun.
That's so good. I was going through, first of all, I'm psyched that you're on our little show here today. I was I knew that you were from Atlanta, but I didn't realize how long, you lived in Atlanta because my impression of you, and I think it's formed by your early work, was like you were this like New York, like gnarly, you know, it's all that stuff. Probably from King of the Gypsies and Pub of Greenwich Village, but you're an Atlanta guy. You're a Southerner for sure.
I was raised primarily. I was born in Biloxi, and I was raised in New Orleans for my first 4 years. Atlanta my next 12 years, wow. And then I went away to school and away to the world.
It's unbelievable. When you have one of the most storied filmographies of any actor ever. At last count, I think it's over 800 credits.
Well, let me tell you how that happened.
Please.
Like all of us who make movies, I made 1 to 3 movies a year. And then came digital. They take film away from us and we have digital. So everybody with a camera is basically a studio. And they started calling me direct. And about 1997, 98, 99, somewhere in there, my wife comes to me and goes, honey, we're getting 30 to 50 offers a day from all over the world. Do you want to go try this? I said, yeah. Thinking it would last a couple of months, if we're lucky, a couple of years. And that was 30 years ago, and I'm still doing it. And it's just, and we have a little factory here. I get scripts every day, and I have these 2 readers, and they read them, and they write synopsises, and then I read the synopsis, and if I like it, I read the script. If I like the script, I have my wife make the deal. And that's kind of what we do, except I'm misrepresenting that. My wife doesn't make the deal. The agent does. It's Sovereign, but she's in charge of the guy making the deal.
That is unbelievable. So if that started in you're saying the mid 90s. So that's
late 90s, yeah.
So late 90s. So has it exploded again with the my new thing is where they got vertical dramas I've just been introduced to, which come out of China, and it's the biggest thing in China. They're these little tiny, it's what Quibi tried to be 15 years ago, and they were just too early. Little tiny episodes.
That's exactly right. Yeah. No, I get lots of offers for what are they called again? That form, that format, vertical, right?
The vertical dramas. Yeah.
I get 30 offers a day for vertical dramas. Yeah, it's funny, and they're not usually good. They're usually
That's amazing.
abbreviates, and they're kind of confusing. But when they are good, they're fun to watch.
Okay, so let's say you get an offer for a vertical drama. And I mean, by virtue of what you're describing to me, there's no way to really know who you're dealing with because they're all new. Everybody's starting. I'm sure a lot of them don't have filmographies that you can really vet. So you're kind of taking a flyer on these projects. Walk me through what that experience is like. Are you
You're acting like it's science, Rob. No, it's just taking a shot. It's not a thought process. It's not intellectual. It's not artistic. It's just understanding other people's needs and make yourself available. It's a really simple and it's really friendly and it's really easy.
And so you'll find yourself getting on a plane to wherever it may be, just at the being open and, as you say, friendly and positive and ready to do it. And you must shoot all over the place. Do you do that as well, or is location part of the prism through which you choose as well? Or do you like, I'll go to the Congo, I don't care?
Well, I'm told there are 143 countries, and I've been told I've been to 110 of them. So I've been everywhere there is to go, pretty much. I used to be the biggest movie star in the world in Russia, and I made 44 movies in Russia, and they always overpaid me, and they're always very nice to me. They always let me stay in Lenin's suite, which is a place only for tourists, that they would let me live there. And they were really good to me. And then I did an interview, and they asked me about the war in Ukraine, and I said I stand with Ukraine, and my visa was canceled that day to Russia. So that was half my income, which is kind of inconvenient, Rob. But so that's that story in a nutshell.
Wow. Okay. If we have a do-over, do we go, there are two sides to every story? Is there a way to soft pedal the feeling that you get to keep your visa?
You don't lie about something that serious as war. You can't lie. You can't play politics with something that serious. And obviously they were attacked. So, you have to be a grown-up about it. But I would avoid the subject. I would not talk about it. I wouldn't lie about it, but I wouldn't talk about it because I love going to Russia. I love Russia. I love Russians. And Russian actors are great, Rob. Oh, my God, they're so good. And they're so well-trained. And they're so much fun to know. And I just love going there. And apparently I won't be going there much in my near future.
Was the impetus of your superstardom in Russia, Andrei Kozlovsky, was it Runaway Train? Is that the thing that sparked it, do you think?
I think that certainly was a big part of it, but I think it was actually Best of the Best.
Okay, I have a Best of the Best. Dude, Best of the Best. Okay, so I think I might have had young kids at that time when it was coming out. So
1989.
1989. No, I wasn't having a lot of kids. I was just doing a lot of blow. Sorry. Both things, took up a lot of my time and I missed things. So 1989, I missed it. But I now realize the Best of the Best is a huge thing. And here's my story. Do you know that it is Shaquille O'Neal's favorite movie?
I do. He's telling that to my face. And we're friends, Shaq and I. In fact, I have a great Shaq story about how we met, but go ahead.
No, that's really just that all of the movies in the world, and I actually think, and I hope you're in it, that his actual favorite one is Best of the Best 2, not even 1.
The reason Simon Rhee is in Best of the Best 2 is because of me. He plays the bad guy with the patch on his eye, and Philip, his brother, I suppose they have, brothers love and problems and everything else that comes with being a brother. But Philip didn't want Simon in 2. And I had to actually say, either we have Simon or we don't have me. And so I had to go that far. But we got him, and Philip ended up being happy about it. So we're all friends. We all love each other, and it's all good.
Best of the Best 2. I mean, what do you think the magic is of that movie?
I think it's called Love, loyalty, and dedication, pretty much in that order. Those three things are very important in our lives, in our hopes, in our dreams, in our endeavors. And that movie's about those three things. Bang, bang, bang. They line them up. And it's also about sharing. It's also about, I have something I can share with you here. And it's just a lovely afterthought to life.
One of the first movies as a young actor that I was ever aware of auditioning for. And it was like a transcendent moment in my young career where I was like, I'm going to get to audition for movies? Like movies? And was King of the Gypsies. And then I had the next lesson of being too young. Now I'm in a new phase of my career where it's too old. But I was learning a lot of lessons around King of the Gypsies. That movie is another one I feel like is an undervalued classic. Just the notion that was a studio movie. Can you imagine that being a studio movie today?
Sure. It was from a book by Peter Maas. He'd already proven himself as Serpico.
That's true.
So we have, Peter Maas's book. We have Frank Pearson's script. We have Frank Pearson directing. That's creme de la creme de la creme. And we have all these stars in it. Shelley Winter, Shirley Hayden, Susan Sarandon, Judd Hirsch, Brooke Shields. And then Frank wanted an unknown to lead the way. And the studio wanted Paramount because of Saturday Night Fever. And he said, no, he's too recognizable. I wanted
Travolta.
Right? Yeah, I want somebody who's not that recognizable. So they say, we need a star in this part. And he said, you have stars. You got 5 stars. I want to find an unknown. So he found me, and he gave me the part.
How did he find you? I mean, the usual auditions all over the country. Were you still in Atlanta in the South at that point?
No, I had been living in New York for a couple of years. I auditioned 5 times and got a screen test. And my screen test, he had to show the studio and had to get their approval. And he got it and he cast me. So it was introducing Eric Roberts, King of the Gypsies.
What a rocket ship. Do you have any I can't wait to read your book, which is one of the reasons we're talking, Runaway Train.
Well, the book is called Runaway Train. The publisher titled it. I had a great idea. They said, what do you want to call it? I said, well, on the front cover, I'd like it to say Julia Roberts' brother. And on the back, I'd like to say Emma Roberts' dad. And they said, no. And I said, why not? It's got humor and affection, and it's kind of catchy. And they said no.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I want that version, but I want the Runaway Train version because we got to talk about it. It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
It's a good ass movie, man.
Oh, bro! And maybe the only good Menachem Golan canon movie ever made.
Be kind.
Oh, listen, I earned it. I did my time in the salt mines with Menachem, so. You must have amazing. What a moment in time.
I like the guy. He's all business. He's rough. He's definite, and he's got the beautiful accent of his. But
yes.
I like the guy.
Eric,
I had a great time. He's got a beautiful daughter, by the way.
Eric, is he still alive?
I don't think he is.
Yeah,
but
I can't imagine.
He had a beautiful daughter who was my age at the time. I was very much in love with an actress at the time, but. Yeah, she was drop dead gorgeous, and he was drop dead serious. And I liked the guy. He's also very much a family man, which was very likable for me to observe that.
My brief Menachem Golan story, and so for those of you who might not remember him, there was a moment in show business where Menachem business model, Golan Globus, one of the biggest independent studios ever. And their business model was if you won an Academy Award or was the biggest star in the world, they would take a run at you, overpay you to be in a movie that you had really no business being in. and some people said yes and some people said no. He made one amazing movie, and that is With You, Dear Sir. Runaway Train, which is just a fantastic movie. But he made, I know you love him, but let's just call a spade a spade. Made a lot of schlock. He made a lot of schlock. And
he made a lot of B and C movies. Yeah.
And I did one of them. I was newly sober and was in this moment where I was like, I don't care about anything. I'm sober. I got my life back together. Woo! And like, I'm going to play a Navy SEAL. And we did what was then the only Navy SEAL movie had ever been made. The SEALs love this horrible movie called The Finest Hour. But anyway, in the middle of the script, there was a completely obligatory sex scene. And by the way, I wasn't even in it. But so when I signed to do it, I said, "Who's going to play my partner?" And he goes, the actor from Dead Poets Society. And I go, "Oh, it's going to be Ethan Hawke. This is great." I get over there. It's not Ethan Hawke. It's a great actor named Gail Hansen. And Gail has the sex scene with Tracy Griffith, who's Melanie's little sister. And they're bummed. I mean, she's literally, I think they're like, we've of course shot it in Israel. And they run to the Red Sea or whatever, and she fucking takes her top off and for no reason. And I stepped in and go, we're not doing that. We're not shooting that. You guys are going to swim like regular people swim. It's going to be good. Well, Menachem heard about it and he came down to the set and he was so angry. And I see him walking by.
Well, you're not the director, and he hired a director.
I know. But, I sometimes, as we all do, we like to exercise our point of view. And I said, Menachem, how are you? Are you okay? And he goes, no, I am angry. I come to see nipple. I see nothing. No, that coming to see nipple and seeing nothing is my all-time favorite.
Rob, I need to take a quick 30-second break. I have to pee.
Do it, man.
I'll be 2 seconds. Thanks, buddy.
I
won't be long.
I just hope he's not going to think about Tracy Griffin and the nipples. I have to pee. Yeah, I've heard that one before. Excuse me, I have to step to the bathroom after that story.
Hey, Rob, sorry, buddy.
No, nature calls. It's that's how we know we're in the character actor phase of our lives. Okay, so let's talk Runaway Train.
The story of Runaway Train very quickly.
Yes.
I got offered that part, and then I was sent. It's kind of a script, but more of a novel. It was 300 and some odd pages long by Kurosawa. It was all descriptive and beautiful. Had these two crazy guys who escaped prison together. They're kind of alike. One's milder than the other, but they're kind of the same package. Only one's very young and one's cross middle age. And it was good and exciting, but long-winded, hard to read. Then I said, I can't give an answer based on this. And they said, well, we have a man named Eddie Bunker who's writing the script. He would like to spend time with you to get your input as an actor on what you will and won't do kind of stuff, because lots of physicality in the movie. So I spent time with Eddie, and Eddie took that huge novel and he brought it down to 99 pages into a screenplay. And the only change that I asked him for is I said, this guy's a lot like Jon Voight's character, only milder. That's not interesting to me. And he's in for statutory rape. So let me give him a high voice and kind of stupid and kind of fun to watch, because you're for statutory. I didn't know she was 14, that kind of behavior. And so he agreed. They ran it by the producers who are Israeli, so they didn't know accents from accents, and they didn't care. They just wanted me in the movie. So I got to play this wonderful character with John's incredible performance.
Oh.
By the way, Jon Voight only weighed 160 pounds when he made that movie. That's a bodysuit on him.
No way.
He looks like he weighs 250. He weighs
a
160 pounds. Yeah.
No way.
He's such a good actor, dude. He's mind-blowingly brilliant.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
and that's just one little piece of it.
He's wearing dude, I'm watching clips tonight. I had no idea he's wearing a bodysuit in that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he was a skinny, tall actor who came across like a 250-pound psychopath. Yeah, he's one of the best actors who's ever had 2 feet. I mean, he's an incredible. I mean, did you see Coming Home?
I mean, he have 2 feet. He didn't have 2 feet in that one.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, I fell in love with him as an artist and always will be. We're not politically the same anymore, but he was just incredible. And it's incredible to know too, because he never really broke character. He stayed in character that whole shoot. So I did too. And I was Buck, he was Mandy. And we just lived those parts. And it was hard because it was not fun. And we were in the weather. And
so that weather is all real. It's not manufactured CGI, because that's the weather and the train are a huge part of their characters in and of themselves.
Well, the train is a character in the movie. I mean, that's a character. That's a personality.
Yeah. I love train movies, and that is there's a really lesser known called Emperor of the North that Ernest Borgnine did. I highly recommend you look that one up.
I know the movie.
It's fucking amazing. But Runaway Train is the granddaddy of all. Did you do it? Was any of it? How much of it was? This is a super technical question, but I'm obsessed with it. Was it? How much of it was actual out on the rails, and how much of it was poor man's process on a stage?
All the stuff inside the train was all done at CBS. All the stuff with outside or doors open or walking on the outside was all the real deal. And in fact, a quick little actor story. I was a member of the Stuntmen's Association. I always did my own stunts. And that was because in 1982, Bob Fosse wanted to hang me out a 35-story window and have my face there with that background. Yep. And that was before CGI looked good. So we had to really do it. He asked me if I would do it. I said, yes. Then they said, no, you can't do it. You're not a stuntman. And I said, but I'll do it. They said, well, we have to swear you in as a stuntman. You have to become a stuntman in order to do the shot. Okay, raise your right hand kind of thing. So I became a stuntman for the shot. So I did the shot. And also when they pulled me back up in the room after hanging out a 35-story window, I organically, Eric Roberts, threw up. Because
you?
That was real. And I threw up. Bob Fosse kept it because he liked it.
Oh, it's great.
And at the time, I had lived a line, something like, that's a $400 suit or something. I forget what I said, but because I threw up all over myself.
That's okay, because you've already jumped to one of my all-time favorite movies. All-time favorite movie. By the way, when people talk about favorite movies, it's very hard to say Star 80. It's like, because that movie is so powerful and it's so dark.
Well, you have to frame it like this. It's the best docudrama ever made.
Okay.
And then you say what it is, Star 80. Because when you say what it is, they think you might be weird because because of what it's about. But if you frame it, it's the best docudrama ever made because it is.
It is. Jesus. Yeah. Yes. It's the best. I mean, and by the way, that moment where you get hung upside down and vomit, is in a part that is unrelenting layers of where you go, this guy's pathetic. That, weirdly enough, might be among the most vulnerable. He's so proud of his new clothes. And
but anyway, so because of that, I was a member of the Stuntmen's Association. So I always paid my dues, and I always did the easy stuff, like the fight scenes. I knew how to get hit by a car, roll over a hood. I knew how to do that kind of stuff. So I was a stuntman doing my own stunts. I was an actor doing my own stunts. Well, here comes Runaway Train. They don't double me. I'm doing my own stuff, but they double John. Okay, John doubled me on the outside of the train one night walking, and we're both tied off. We're not going anywhere.
Right.
But we're walking, and the train's going 40 miles an hour. It's cold as a nun's ass, and I slipped about this much. And that's all I slipped. But I said that, and I was also tied off. I was going nowhere, but I slipped, And I realized it all came very clear. I am not a stuntman. What the F am I doing? This is not smart. In fact, this is stupid. You know what? Get me inside. And I got scared. I got fear all over. And I just got, because I looked down oh my God, this is not my vocation.
Yeah.
And so from that day to this, I will fall down on camera if my character has to fall down, but that's pretty much all I do.
That's amazing. That actually is amazing that you had an epiphany. And because there are two types of actors. And Brad Pitt's very funny about it. He'll say, I'll step off of an apple box. After that, they're calling in the professionals.
Huh?
And then you got, Tommy Cruise, who's out there, he's going to go to the moon.
Does he know you call him Tommy?
No.
Okay.
By the way, I kind of am breaking it in. I'm kind of breaking it in. I think it kind of works. I think.
Well, he doesn't call himself Tommy, so I doubt he loves the Y.
I'm going to find out. I'm going to find out. Okay, let's talk about Star 80. I have a weird connection to, because I did a movie with Bogdanovich.
That's no connection to Star 80.
No?
No. Bogdanovich had nothing to do with that movie except to irritate Fosse.
No, I know he had nothing to do with the movie, but he's a huge character in it. And he must have, I don't think that they were happy with one another, Fosse and Bogdanovich.
I got a great story for you that has to do with both of them. So Fosse and I are doing before filming research, like 3 months, before we start to film. We're in Vancouver, in New York, we're everywhere. Mm-hmm. And we're in LA, we're the Comstock Hotel, oddly enough, which is no more. We're the Comstock Hotel, which is over near Westwood, or maybe it's in Westwood. Anyway, he's banging on my door. I'm like, let's go. We're going to the LA police station. So he's banging, let's go. I said, God, I'm in the shower. So he sits on my bed. I go back in the bathroom and my phone rings. I say, answer my phone. He goes, I'm not answering your phone. God damn it. I come out there in a towel, answer the phone. Hello? It's Bogdanovich. I say, what's up, dude? I sit down and I put Fosse in the earpiece. So we're both listening, And Bogdanovich proceeds to kind of interrogate me about what I know about the story and what I know about Dorothy and what I know about him and what kind of actor I might be and blah, blah, blah. And he's going to make the ultimate film about this story. And how much is Fosse paying me? Can't discuss that with you. Well, anyway, whatever he's paying you, I will pay you just as. I mean, it's all kind of small time back alley weirdness. But I listen. Fosse's loving it. He's smiling. Keep talking. He said, keep talking. And so I do. And we're on the phone for like 20 minutes, him kind of interrogating me on everything I'm doing with the film. And I explained to him that I could not drop out of Bob Fosse's movie, that I was kind of in love with Bob Fosse artistically, blah, 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 and was very happy to be doing this movie. And I'm like very sorry that he's unhappy, and he's probably going to make a great movie. It'll just be different. I was 24, 25 years old. I didn't know what the fuck to do with this. So anyway, and so that was that. So that's my Bogdanovich meeting, sort of.
He wrote a book about it called Killing of the Unicorn, and as a wrap gift, gave me that book inscribed. It's something, that is for sure. If you guys listening have not seen Eric in this movie, I have to interrupt you.
Please. I am very proud of my performance in that movie. However, it's the movie. It's Bob Fosse as the creator of that story and how he presented it. And it kind of became the Paul Snider story, sort of. But it was also about her death and her demise and why and how that happens. And it happened in a way that was not just them. It was that issue, that circumstance, that life. And and Bob Fosse gave it to us on a platter. This is what this is. And we got to be upset by it. We got to be bothered by it. It's an upsetting movie. And it upsets you in all the right ways for all the right reasons. It is brilliant because he was brilliant. He was a genius.
He was a genius.
And once you work with a real genius, you know two things: that you're not one, and that they are hard to find. I met two. He's one of them.
I want to hear what the second one is, but I don't want to get off of Fosse yet. He made 3 movies?
He made 5 movies.
5?
One bad movie off a Broadway play, and then 4 perfect movies. Lenny, Cabaret, All That Jazz, and Star 80.
Yeah, those are the ones I know. There are 4 perfect
films, and they're all different genres. Every one of them, but they're perfect.
Perfect.
Oh my God.
I mean, I don't even know where to begin with those movies. Have you read? I don't know if he wrote it. I don't know if it's a biography or an autobiography, but there's a great book called All His Jazz about his life.
I think his daughter might have written that one, but I'm not sure. I don't think Bob Fosse was the kind of guy who would ever even write an autobiography. I don't think that was in his DNA.
It's a great book, and he is a genius. Who was the second genius you worked with?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, well, if I guess it, will you acknowledge it?
Sure.
Okay, so here, guys, we can play this game. Here are the people I'm going to put up for nomination for second genius that Eric Roberts has worked with. Damien Chazelle. You don't say it, I'm putting the whole up. Christopher Nolan. Paul Thomas Anderson. I'm going, and that's tough. That's really tough.
I will acquiesce to you. All those guys are geniuses, perhaps, but in my opinion, how they affected me, I did not get goosed by their genius, except these 2 guys, and that was Sterling Hayden and Bob Fosse, and they both just changed my life because they both gave me something I would never have gotten had I not known them.
Sterling Hayden is most well known for playing the amazing, talk about crushing it in a supporting role in Godfather.
He's the police captain who breaks Al Pacino's jaw.
And has when he gets shot by Al in the Italian restaurant, I've studied that. I have studied that death. Studied it frame by frame by frame. Because he does this great little thing with his hands where he's like trying to is he trying to unbutton his shirt, and it's also like sort of feminine. It's so good.
Genius. It's genius.
I frisk a lot of punks. I mean, he has more moments. Like I could go on and on and on about his work. What was your takeaway with him? What was the thing that you remember about him?
Well, it's a long story because we had a long relationship. We made friends, and we found out we were neighbors in Connecticut, so we started hanging out together, and we started going grocery shopping together, and we had a real relationship. And that's how I knew he was a genius, is the time I spent with him, because the time I worked with him was very odd because I had been shooting days. It was my first night shoot of my life with him, and I hadn't met him yet. And so I get a knock on my door. Mr. Hayden would like to talk to you, Eric. Oh, cool. Okay, let me get dressed. I'll be right over there. And I put on my costume, and I go over there and knock on the door. Come in. Open the door. Hashish smoke hits me in the face. I'm like, oh shit. Have a seat, young man. So I sit down. Close that door. So I close the door. Have a seat, young man. So I sit down. Do you get high? Man, I've been known to, yeah. Well, let's get high. No, I cannot smoke dope and work. Why not? Because I can't talk when I get fucked up. Okay, well, I can. So what are we shooting tonight? I said, scene 87. I know the goddamn number. What happens? Now, I'm scared to death. I am 20 years old and scared. And I've been working every day, really, really focused, really into it, really doing good work. And now suddenly I got a guy who didn't even read the script, just playing my grandfather, who I admire. I saw The Killing. I saw his work. I saw Godfather 2. I saw great work from this man. So I know who I'm dealing with. But he's stoned and he hasn't read the scene. Oh my God, I'm scared, man. But he says to me, are you good at improvisation? I said, I guess so. Yeah, good, because that's what we're doing. Okay, I'm scared to death. We hit that set. From the first syllable out of his mouth up till they call a rap, he was nothing but brilliant. He was on it. He was with it. He was interesting. He was unique. He was in charge. He was a genius.
And the director was fine. How much improvisation at the end of the day was it actually? Or did he really know some of the lines?
It was the same format as the script, but not one line of the same dialogue. It was the exact same scene, exact same place, exact same characters, but...
I'd like to introduce him to Aaron Sorkin.
Well, I'm a guy, I'm old school. I respect my writers. My writers write because they're better than I am at writing. Yeah. I'm not a writer, and I don't pretend to be one. I'm not a director. I don't pretend to be one. I've been offered to direct maybe 200 things. I don't want that headache. I love my headache. But I don't want that headache. And you also have to be grown up to be a director. And I'm a little bit not grown up. So,
In what areas would you say you're not grown up?
Come on, I don't know. But I'm just not a guy who can take care of others for their benefit, as a whole thing for the project. And that's what you have to be. You have to be everybody's mother and the project's mother. You have to be the mother, both literally and figuratively. You have to be the mother. And I'm not mature enough. I'm not nice enough. I'm not many things enough.
Wait.
Enough.
Listen, you've done 800 or more things. You must have worked with 200 dick directors. That would be if you've done over 800 things, I'm betting 200 of them were dicks. Mathematically, it's got to be true.
No, not really. Probably, honestly, less than 24 real dicks.
24?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I might be exaggerating. I've been very lucky. And also, the enjoyment of what we do is very contagious. Yeah. And if you have a good time at work, everybody around you will have a good time too. And I have more fun at work than I have anywhere else except in my wife's arms. And I just love work. And I love being there. I love the homework. I love the stuff. The only thing I don't thoroughly enjoy about it are wardrobe fittings. I don't know why. I just think they're a pain in the ass. But besides that, I love everything about everything we do. All of it. I love the early hours. I love the late hours. I love the bad lunches, except when one of my daughters caters it. I love it all.
And that's why you are still. People say, even to me, they go, "Why are you working so hard?" And because I love it. I love what we do. No. We're very, very blessed.
Here's what we have to explain to them, Rob. We don't work for a living.
That's right.
We get to live for a living. We get to give for a living. We get to share. We get to give something that only we know about up till it comes out of us. And so it's like we get to surprise everybody all day long, every day. It's the best job on the planet. I've seen the planet, dude. We had the best jobs there are. And I mean that everybody in the movie set. The grips, electric, sound, camera, us. We had the best jobs on the planet, dude, and I'm positive of that.
I am going to say I 100% agree with you, and you're just a joy. What you've brought to movies and to my life as a young actor. I mean, again, Runaway Train started of my group. When we were young, like Charlie Sheen before Platoon. Like that era, Emilio, Tommy Cruise. We would sit there in Charlie's bedroom with the VHS, and we would just wear those movies out.
Well, let me tell you about wearing something out. So I don't read the trades. There are no more trades, but I never read the trades, but I get this thing. I get a call from a friend of mine. He goes, have you read blah, blah, blah? They're casting and singing for Righteous Gemstones. I know you. I know your humor, and you should maybe read this thing. So, will read it to me. So he reads this description to me, and it's an open call. And what he describes is my immediate family, actually my father's immediate family. So I say, I got to audition for this. God, this is so cool. Thank you for the call. So I do. I set it all up. I call my wife from upstairs. Honey, you got to help me do this. She sets it all up. We do props, camera, action, costume, everything. Do it all up. We send it to Danny for Righteous Gemstones. He cast me that day. He says, you're in. You got it, dude. Blah, 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 blah. But apparently, he didn't tell anybody because I show up a little while later, and they're like, oh, Eric Roberts is here. Hey, dude, so good to meet you. But what are you doing? I'm in the show. Oh, okay. Well, we didn't know it, but they're all very nice, but they're all kind of thrown by it. But anyway, and I have to straighten this out because it ended up in print, and it was all misquoted and misrepresented. There is no disdain here. There is no regret. There is no bothersome. There's nothing negative at all about this story. This is just what happened. There are 5 guys who are in charge of Danny's company, Danny being one of them. So he's like 20% of the decision making. Well, he put me on the show without telling anybody, apparently. So one of the writers said I was wrong physically for the part, one of the writer-directors. And he was not real big on me being on the show, to the point where when they say action for the first time and I'm doing a scene, I say about 5 syllables, and they call cut, and they have a 45-minute conference about whether to keep me. So that's how uncomfortable I was at the beginning of the show. But I got comfortable, and I got home, and I love those people like I love my wife all day, every day. And that was my favorite role I ever played in my life. But I'm not off the show because anybody disliked me. I'm off the show because that's their format, how they do it.
Wow.
And I didn't make that clear, and it sounded like I was saying I was off the show because of that writer-director who was not big on me being on the show to start with.
Fuck that guy.
That's not the case.
That's what I say. Fuck that guy. I've never been on Righteous Gemstones. Fuck him. Anyway, I'm glad we cleared that up. That show's amazing, by the way, Righteous Gemstones.
That show is a gold mine of sheer genius.
Danny, and I'm sure he's surrounded by other geniuses, but Danny's a stone cold genius. He's
there's a lot of gifted people running that show.
I mean,
buddy.
Eastbound and Down. Come on. I mean, it's so good. All right, I love you, brother. Say hello to your beautiful wife. Give her a hug. Been a minute since I've gotten a chance to see her, and congratulations on that beautiful granddaughter. And
Thank you, buddy.
Keep on keeping on. You got a few more countries to visit.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Literally, sponsored by Lowe's.